Hello! And he's doing all this. How's it going? Oh. Yeah, sorry. There's some dancing. Hi, I'm Dave.
Hey,
nice
hey everybody.
Good to meet you.
Hi.
We've got Joey, right?
We're going to share a mic.
Look at the stage.
Sure.
We're going to be a little
sit
close.
right in their faces.
We're going to get right in your face.
There you go. Just when you thought you knew me. And Ben's coming down too.
We're going to have all
very
three
nice.
How's it going? By the way, I have given up sugar, and this was torture.
Ben Thompson, everybody.
Yay!
He's a really nice guy. Okay.
It is so good to see you guys. Hi, how's it going again, Ben? We keep meeting like this. This is the second time Ben and I have chatted like this. I am so happy to see you, and welcome to Waitress, Joey.
As I'm leaving?
As you're leaving.
Yeah. Thank you. No,
I'm saying hello for
it's been a thrill to be here, for sure. Absolute thrill.
How many more shows do you have left? 5.
Yeah,
Oh.
1 tomorrow, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Wow. What has the experience been like so far?
It's been everything. I couldn't have asked for, I mean, just across the board. First of all, the show has a great reputation. You know, Gavin Creel, who played Palmer before me, just said you're going to have the sweetest time here. And everyone has been so great and so sweet and so welcoming. And, you know, who knows where that starts? I just think everybody's, you know, just amazingly talented and grateful, and the nature of the show. There's so much heart in the show, you know, so yeah, it's been great.
And it's not your first time on Broadway. You've done Broadway before.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I can't believe it's been a while. Shoshana and I were last on Broadway in Wicked together.
Oh, Wicked! Yeah, I've heard of that show before.
So it's been a little bit, but I'm not going to wait 14 years until I do it again.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. What made you want to come to Waitress? Besides Ben?
Besides Ben? You know what? You know, at first, I mean, I guess let's talk back and we should be honest. The role I don't normally play, you know, the stuff that I do, I usually connect to is more Boston guys, a little edgy, kind of sarcastic.
Yeah.
This guy is a doctor from Connecticut, really nice guy, not sarcastic at all. But as an actor, that's what you want to do. You want to grow, you know, you want to learn. And then the music, that idea is a beast. Oh. So it was embarrassing when I first started singing that song. And for the first time, that being said, for the first time, I just said, let me just work on this show, whether I'm going to go in or not.
Yeah. You
know, just as an exercise. And it was humiliating. And but again, to go from there and then just do the work. You know, you gotta show up every day and take it one note at a time, and again, that's another thrilling thing, just to sing that song every night. And yeah, so.
Charlie, I have to ask you, were you a huge New Kids on the Block fan? They were.
I mean, who wasn't?
Who
you know
wasn't?
what I mean? Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
I'm actually too young for that.
Did everybody geek out? Oh, you're a Ben Thompson's NSYNC fan. I get it. Did everybody geek out in the cast when they heard that Joey was joining?
Yeah, especially my wife.
Really? What'd she say?
She was very. She's like, so we found out who our new Palmer was, and she's like, who is it? So we get tons of new people here. I was like, Joey McIntyre. She's like, oh, wait, what? It's like, yeah, she's like, you're gonna be next door to him in the dressing room? She's like, yeah, she's like, don't be a dick.
And the funny thing is, to just piggyback on that, I said to my wife, I said, oh yeah, I just found out Jeremy Jordan's coming. I know, he's amazing. I'm like, easy. Yeah.
I'm so glad to have you back in New York. You guys moved back to New York a few years ago, right?
Summer.
Summer.
We moved back, yeah, I got 3 kids, so we moved back, yeah, this summer. So it was a lot to go from LA to New York, but high-class problems.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all good. Keep it in perspective, but it's stressful. As anybody knows, any move is crazy. But, you know, I wanted to do it for a lot of reasons, but, you know, tops on my list was just to be a part of this community. This community is the greatest ever. You know what I mean? Just, to come to work with talented people that just, you know, to me it's the most talented people with the least amount of ego.
Yeah.
And to just go to work every day with people like that are ready to step up and just serve is just nice to be around.
Yeah, the Broadway community is absolutely the best, hands down, and you nailed it right there. Have you brought the kids to see a show before?
I brought my 11-year-old here. It was always a mix-up because, you know, I'm face down in pie.
That's
so,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. He's quite a little performer himself. So I think he loves theater. You know, so it was fine. You know what I mean? He didn't want to really talk about a lot of it afterwards. And then my little ones, we just thought it was, I don't know. So they didn't see it, but they came backstage and said, that's okay.
Charity, I want to hear your story with the show. How did you get involved? Because I know you've been around the waitress world for a while. Tell everybody how you got involved in the show.
Well, when I first heard that it was happening, a friend of mine, Kayala, who originated the role of Becky,
Kayala
Settle, she was doing the workshop, one of the first workshops of it. And I was doing a show at the time, and she came to see, you know, sideshow, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm doing Waitress," and I have been obsessed with Sarah Bareilles forever, and I peed a little bit, and I was like, "Please, can I come to this presentation, please?" She was like, "No, it's closed." Then they were having auditions again. I said, "I will step touch in the back. I do not care. I will just be in the back like, what? I will just please get me in that room." So my agent got me an audition. I auditioned, and I joined the show when we did it out of town for the out of town tryout at the American Repertory Theater, and I was playing the role of Nurse Norma.
One of my favorite characters in the entire show.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
I want a spin-off, Nurse Norma spin-off.
Right? We've been talking about that a little bit, maybe a little song, Norma's Turn or something, I don't know. You know. But so then we came to New York with the show. I was still in the ensemble playing Norma, and then Kayala left to do The Greatest Showman, and they bumped me up from the understudy to playing the role, and that was maybe over 2.5 years ago.
Wow. And Ben, you had a similar story, right? Because you were around the block in Waitress as well.
Kind of. Yeah, the very first reading of this, I played Earl, and then they didn't like me. And that happens in this business. It happens more times than you guys know. That I got a job. This is great. They're not going to use you next time. Oh, okay. But fortuitously, I just kind of kept on auditioning. Like every time they replaced an Earl, they would call me in, and I would kind of swallow my pride every time. You know, I always would be, "No!" Catching a child. I have an 18-month-old, so I'm used to the word that. No! Then I finally, you know, I auditioned this last time, and now I've been here longer than any other room.
Ooh. You have, I think, the hardest role in the show because you have to play this character that not a lot of people really like in the show.
If anybody likes Earl, you gotta have some therapy. You can't like me. You can't like Earl. But I love. My career's been playing bad guys. I love playing bad guys. Yeah. They're more interesting to me. They're more fun, and you know, and it's hard. It is hard, and it gets to me every once in a while. Like, can you imagine leaving work every day and having 1,000 people boo you as you do it? It can get a little heavy, but Joey's always back there with me afterwards, and we always joke around, and Eddie's back there, and we you know, it's fun. It's all play. I know it's play. Sometimes the people at the stage show don't recognize that I'm not. I'm very good to my wife, first off, and my daughter. I love them very much. So yeah, it's hard, but it's also like it's one of those roles that you want to do as an actor.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally geeked out on Ben because I met him here doing one of these Q&As, and then I put the pieces together. I don't know if any of you out there have played around on YouTube before, like I haven't watched the videos from The Greatest Showman's casting. It's like the last is the final
green light.
The green light. And there in the back is Ben, and he is losing his mind. You were doing the absolute best in those numbers.
Thanks, man.
of both the Greatest Showman's key song of
This Is Me.
This Is Me, and the song with Hugh Jackman, which I absolutely love as well.
Yeah,
so
fun.
go watch those. He's unbelievable.
I'm on the album too. Bye. Yay.
Oh, there we go. Have the kids been obsessed with The Greatest Showman?
Oh, yeah, like everybody else.
Sure. Everyone else has
It's
been
wonderful.
So you've been a little busy, I know, and you're ending your run here to head back out on the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. doing a little tour.
Hey, come everywhere with me, folks. I said that a long time ago at Joe's Pub, and it was a live album, and I say, people think I have a lot of fans. No, these people just come everywhere with me. We do have amazing fans. So the best. So yeah, we're doing 50. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And we got security. Can you... So we're doing a 53 city tour. So like 2.5 months, and we're very, very blessed.
And you've got some great people on the tour with you. Tiffany, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's called the Mixtape Tour. So it's us with Salt and Pepper, Tiffany, Debbie Gibson, and Monty Barnett. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah.
And I'm also obsessed with your newest single, by the way, which I absolutely
Boys in the Band?
Boys in the Band.
Yes, we had fun.
Have you guys seen the video for the Boys in the Band? Well, whose idea was that? That is unbelievable.
Well,
just if you haven't seen it, it's them dressed up as all different classic boy bands.
Well, what happened was, I mean, first of all, Donnie was one of the main writers of the song, and in retrospect, I realized, well, we were thinking about ideas for a video. Well, we can do it in New York, and we got this guy, you know. And nowadays, videos aren't $200,000, $300,000. You know what I mean? And they happen in a day. You got to be creative, and so we were just hashing it out. And I said, "This is ridiculous, but I see a classroom, you know." And normally, those, you know, when you're hashing it out, the ideas, and you're saying like this, okay, bad idea, but here's one. But it was a classroom, and in retrospect, I realized because Donnie does a rap and he kind of gives a history, and the song is about history, so it's like a history class. So I just say classroom, and then Donnie ran with that, and then he had like in the middle of the night, he saw us and. As old men to start off, which is really a good way to take the piss out of yourself, like right off the bat. And then we had BBD, which is, you know, half of New Edition, and we had Debbie Gibson, and Lance Bass was nice enough to show up. He did a great job. So everybody came together, and it was really fun. It got a great reception. And it's fun to celebrate.
We loved it over at People Magazine. Everyone was losing their minds when we saw it. So thank you so much for that. That was so much fun. I want to talk a little bit about, you joined the group when you were 12 or 13? 12 years old, which is pretty insane. When you think about
it was very unceremonious, though. It wasn't like this big cattle call. It wasn't like, you know, I think a total of 8 people auditioned. So, and we did it for a few years. It was just shows in Boston, and just, you know, it was fun to be in the studio and make records for sure. But, you know, it was nothing. The madness started when I was 15, which is still kind of crazy. But we didn't get our first hit till I was 15.
Oh, so hard.
But yeah. So, and then all hell broke loose, and
there we go. Charity, what were you doing at 15? What were you like at 15? Were you singing? Were you involved in music?
Yeah, I've been singing my whole life. I wasn't involved in musical theater, though. My first show I didn't do till my senior year of high school. I was wearing glasses and a back brace, and very awkward, in choir class and drama. That's what I was like at 15.
What about you, Ben? What were you at 15?
I've just been a good old country boy.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
But I was, yeah, we're actually from the same town.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was always involved in theater for sure. And it was like I was always having to make that choice of theater, sports. And thankfully, I found a school that allowed me to do both, and so I did both.
Doing the show for so long, what has been the main lesson you've kind of taken away from this story?
From this story?
Yeah.
Love the way you want to be loved. For me, I mean, just from Earl's point of view, because he clearly doesn't know what he's doing, but he loves the best as he can.
Yeah.
And so, and that's kind of like the way I get around the hardness of Earl is to make him believable is because he loves the way that he knows how.
Yeah.
And so I think when I go home at night, like first thing I do is hug my wife, you know, and like kind of release all the negativity. So I think that's a big one. Just love how you want to be loved and take care of each other. I think, and that's also that's from the cast too. I mean, not just the story of the show, but this. I've never been a part of a company that takes care of each other the way this company does.
What about you, Charity? You have some of the best moments in the show, I think, especially that Act 2 opener. What have you learned the most from this role?
I'm not like Becky at all. And so I've learned to be more bold and to take my space and to not shrink. To not shrink into myself and to be bold and to take risks. You know, even if it feels a little scary, it's worth it. You know, in the end, if you don't try, you know, you didn't try. And so you'll never, you know, get a yes if you don't even step out.
That's a great lesson. Your turn. Last question. What did you learn? What have we learned from watching the show night after night, being a part of it?
Yeah, just the I know I get a little misty. I get a little misty around these parts. Just a work ethic, you know, just kind of like what I said earlier, just showing up, you know, and being grateful. And, you know, again, when you come to work with, you know, a cast of extremely talented people that you know, are just doing, lots of times, just a little bit of their talent, you know what I mean? These, you know, and just playing their part, you know, it just keeps it in perspective and helps me just serve more and try to, you know, think about the big picture, you know. So it's been a blast, and I don't know. I see why people come back to this show all the time. I might have to come back too.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap things up, and I'm going to ask a favor. Would you be so kind to teach us the right stuff dance?
Well, Ben's really good at it.
Ben's good at it.
Have you done it before?
I think I can do it.
All right,
I
come
grew
on.
up watching it. You got it? Can we do it?
I will say a lot of people butcher this.
Okay.
And
You're not a dancer?
you know, over the years I've tolerated a lot of drunk blockhead fans thinking they know how to do it. Okay, so see, it's always confusing because you kind of gotta kickstart it, but I should just do it and not, you know. So you guys gotta do the oh-ohs, okay? So here we go.
Gotcha.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
What?
The right stuff.
Where we going?
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Boom,
The right stuff.
That was unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for these guys. Fantastic.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much. I'm going to sign outside, so I'll see you outside.
You guys remember, if you're not members of Audience Rewards, sign up on Audience